Welcome to the Rules of Robbins. For the next hour, we are going to dive deep into the single most important invisible force shaping your destiny, your values. Tony Robbins teaches us that what you value determines what you focus on, and what you focus on is your life. If your number one value is security, you will constantly notice threats, potential exits and risks, seeking comfort and control. Conversely, if your number one value is adventure, you will barely notice the details, focusing only on novelty and excitement. This difference is not trivial. It controls every decision you make, every emotion you experience, and the entire quality of your life. But here is the profound question we must address. Who set your values? Many of the values that control us, like valuing fitting in over being authentic, or valuing comfort over contribution, were set by accident, by childhood trauma, by cultural programming, or by media. They are not your values. They are borrowed strategies leading to an unfulfilled life. This brings us to the core of this hour: how to engineer your core values for lasting fulfillment and breakthrough. Tony Robbins' entire methodology for change starts here. We must first understand the two types of values. First, moving toward values, which are the emotional states you desperately want to experience, like love, freedom, excitement, or growth. Second, moving away from values, which are the emotional states you will do anything to avoid, like rejection, failure, loneliness, or humiliation. Your personal hierarchy of these two lists creates an invisible blueprint that automatically steers your life, your career, and your relationships. We must take conscious control of this blueprint. If you value comfort over growth, you will avoid every opportunity that requires you to stretch, ensuring a life of mediocrity. If you value security over adventure, you will live a controlled, predictable, but deeply unfulfilling life. The first step to change is identification and recalibration. Take out a pen and list your top 5 current values. Then, list your top 5 ideal values, the ones you need to live the extraordinary life you desire. Now, we must use Tony's 3 pillars of lasting change to make the shift. Pillar 1 is strategy. Your current values are attached to beliefs and rules. You must write out the rules for your old limiting value. For example, if your value is security, your rule might be, I feel secure only when I have 6 months of income in the bank and my boss praises me. This rule makes the value hard to achieve. New strategy: create simple rules for your new empowering values. If your new value is freedom, your new rule is, I feel free whenever I am learning or giving to someone. Pillar 2 is state. Your values are enforced by your emotional state. To make the change permanent, you must interrupt the pattern that enforces the old value. Whenever you catch yourself valuing the limiting emotion, for example, catching yourself prioritizing avoiding conflict, a moving away value, you must immediately interrupt that pattern with a physical movement, a power question, and a burst of positive emotion. Tony calls this the science of neuroassociative conditioning. Pillar 3 is story. We all have narratives that justify our current values. If you value perfectionism, your story is, I must be perfect because that is the only way I will be loved. This story is a lie. You must rewrite the story to support your new values. Your new story must be, I am becoming more every day, and my purpose is to grow and contribute, which means imperfection is necessary and a sign of progress. By aligning your values, changing your rules, interrupting your old emotional patterns, and rewriting your story, you gain ultimate control over your life's direction. Your destiny is not determined by circumstances. It is determined by your decisions, and your decisions are determined by your values. Start the work today. Choose the values that will create the life you deserve. Thank you for tuning into the Rules of Robbins. Go out and create your breakthrough.